It's a giant unknown. Speaking of unknowns, we know the 4 teams in the conference finals. We don't know the 2 teams in the NBA finals. Celtics Pacers, Timberwolves Mavericks. Tyvis, how you feel about the Western Conference finals? Minnesota,
I think that's must-see TV because I could see it going either way. I think the T-Wolves just got something to them, but Kyrie is a killer too. The way the T-Wolves is playing right now, it's hard to bet against them. Like for the whole thing, I add on top of that, Mike Conley's a former Buckeye that hasn't won a championship. So, by Ohio State biases, I really kind of want to see the T-Wolves win. I think it'll be probably them versus the Celtics in the finals. But I don't never really want to count Kyrie out either. I know that's my second favorite player in the NBA. I don't really want to count him out either. But if I had to pick today, gun to my head, I'm taking the T-Wolves to win it all.
I picked Denver to beat Minnesota. Whoops.
I did too.
Won't make that mistake again. I'll take Minnesota over Dallas, although the Luka Kyrie pairing could be fun to see. I'm curious to watch this. I haven't seen a ton of the Mavericks yet. Mm-hmm. I will watch this series. I'm just curious to see how Kyrie looks now compared to how he looked a few years ago when he was here.
He's been awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've seen some of the highlights in that, but I haven't sat down and really watched a lot of Mavericks games beginning to end. So I'll take the Timberwolves and the Celtics. I've been on the Celtics all year. I was thoroughly unimpressed with them, though, in that series. I don't know if they were just – they knew they had it in the bag, but that did not look like the best version of Boston that the Cavs saw. And if they're going to win a championship, they got to play a lot better than they did against Cleveland.
It is a yin and yang conference finals. In the East, number 1 and number 2 offenses in the regular season. Boston 1, Indiana 2. Mm-hmm. In the West, you have 2 of the top 4 defenses in basketball. Minnesota 1, Dallas at 4. What I saw defensively from Minnesota in Game 7, especially that second half against Denver, that was maybe the best half of defensive basketball I've ever seen in my entire life. Did you watch the end of Game 7?
Yeah.
The way they rotated, the way they locked up, the way they put Ant on Jamal Murray and pressured him 94 feet. We saw them do it in Game 2 as well, but that was Game 2. Game 7, with everything on the line, down 20 to claw their way back in. And Anthony Edwards shot like crap. He was 6 of 24 from the floor. He impacted the game in a bunch of different ways, but
didn't shoot it well.
I love Luka. I think Kyrie's incredible. PJ Washington's been awesome for them. Jason Kidd has that team playing really, really, really well right now. I don't know how you pick against Minnesota. On the other side, Boston's going to win the series. I don't know if you guys saw the odds. It's the most lopsided odds to win a conference finals I've ever seen. I think it's minus 1,100 for the Celtics, plus like 800 for the Pacers. I don't think Indiana can beat them. Indiana can make that way closer than I think people are giving them credit for. They play wonky. They shoot like crazy, and they're going to have 1 or 2 games in the series like they had in Game 7 where they're going to shoot 60% from 3. And if they shoot like that, they're going to win the game. It's just a matter of can they catch Boston on an off night, and will Boston play down to the level of competition like we saw versus Cleveland? Yeah. And I think Indiana has the amount of healthy horses capable to make Boston pay.
The interesting thing about that Celtics thing, if it does end up being T-Wolves and Celtics, the Kristaps Porzingis thing.
Huge.
If he plays, that gives them a big advantage because now you pulling Gobert out the paint, which he's uncomfortable with anyways. I don't know if he's going to play, though. That calf strain.
He said he might play this series.
Man, yeah, okay.
He's been out 2.5 weeks now.
I don't care.
I think he'll be back for the finals if they make it to the finals.
Game 7.
No, I think he'd be back. I don't know nothing. He was out on the court moving around very gingerly during the end of that Cavs-Celtics series, and you could tell by just watching his movements he's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I think by the start of the finals, I would think he'll be close to back.
We'll see.
If they get that far.
Who's the best player in the Minnesota-Dallas series?
Who's the best player?
Yeah, who's the best player?
Kyrie Irving.
Wrong.
I'd take Luka.
I lean towards Luka by the slightest of margins over Ant Edwards.
It's Kyrie Irving.
But Ant Edwards, and I think we had a discussion after the first round where he destroyed Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll take Luka, but Ant's coming. Like, he's right there.
I'm going to find out about Ant because Ant said he checking Kyrie.
It is. He likes playing defense. Like, he's one of the real two. I mean, he's still young.
Jaden McDaniels is the real.
Yeah, but Jaden has more size. They'll probably put Jaden on
Luka.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, so that means Ant.
He said Ant said he checking Kyrie. So I'm gonna find.
But what
out.
do you do with Conley then? Because the rest of Dallas's starting lineup's big. Derrick Jones Jr., Derek Lively,
I don't know what Conley going to
P.J.
do.
Washington.
I don't know what.
It's a weird match. Now Conley, they said the stat in Game 7. Conley held opponents to the lowest field goal percentage of any guard, like opposing shooting percentage of any guard in basketball this year.
You said who did that?
Conley.
Go Bucks.
Opposing
You
guard
see
shot
that?
37% from the
That
floor.
doesn't surprise me. You know,
But he's not like
That's what we do at
he's
O
in year
State.
17. Like he should not be that level of defensive stopper in year 17.
When you at O State, it's forever. Like you
Yeah,
always,
Greg Oden
you always
lasted
great.
forever.
Hey. And you watch your mouth.
I'm just saying, like
You
it makes no sense that at
You
this stage of
watch.
his career he should be that good
You know
defensively.
how old I am? I'm so old. I covered that Ohio State team. Oden and Conley.
2007?
Was it 6? I thought it was 6 when Troy won the Heisman.
Was it that? No.
Yeah.
Was it that
Yeah.
same year? Troy
yeah.
won the Heisman,
Troy won
played
the Heisman.
Florida, lost, and then the basketball team played.
I guess it would have been 06, 07. Yeah, because Troy won the Heisman. I'm
Okay,
almost
that's
positive.
why it's 06, 07.
Yeah,
That's
so
why.
Troy won it. No, I covered Troy winning the Heisman, and then that team making a. And I said then, I thought Conley was the best player on that team, and people's like, no, it's Oden. Oden's carrying that team. I'm like, man, I don't know. And of course, his dad obviously was an Olympic athlete, so
Yeah.
the genes are there. And that's how does a guy survive 17 years in the league?
17.
That's
how
how.
old is he? What's
Well, he-
LeBron on?
He was Mike was one and done, so he would have been 19 in 07. So he's 30. He's about 36.
And
36,
LeBron on year 20?
21.
It's 21 for LeBron.
Just finished year 21.
I wonder
Yeah.
if Mike gonna make it to 20. He's so close. He might as
But
well.
he's played awesome.
That's what I said. He may
I saw,
as well.
you want to hear a crazy stat? So last season,
I don't know how much money that man's made in his life.
the worst 5-man lineup in basketball that played at least 150 minutes together. Gobert, Cat, McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell.
They moved D'Angelo
That was
Russell.
the worst, the number one worst 5-man lineup in basketball last season that played 150 minutes
Everybody
together.
but Mike Conley.
You switch Mike Conley and D'Angelo Russell?
They the best.
They're in the East. They're in the Western Conference Finals right now. Does that mean D'Angelo Russell's the worst player in basketball? Go Bucks!
Hey, listen, bro. Listen. You gonna cut this out?
You see what I did? You see what I did?
The sick thing
That was
is-
good. What?
Is that D'Angelo Russell arguably is one of the best basketball players, like from a talent standpoint, to come out of Ohio State. That's crazy.
He was the second overall pick.
Yeah, he was.
Guess how much money Mike Conley's made in his career?
I'm gonna way more than that. 420.
420. You were close the first time.
1,
Well, I don't know if you were closer or not.
2,
200
220.
250.
Oh boy!
252 million. That's just a quick. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It looks like.
Was his biggest deal in Memphis?
Yeah,
he was
like-
the highest paid player in
Yes,
basketball at one point in
yes,
his career.
Yes.
In
that's
Memphis, right?
facts.
Yeah, he signed as 176 million, I think.
Yeah, he made. Actually, Utah paid him, but he was making 32, 34 million a year in Utah off his Memphis deal. He made 30 million in 1 year in Memphis, 28 million.
Yeah,
So he's good.
He's good. He is good. He doesn't have to do a podcast.
and he's a. That was good. That was good. That was well played. He's also the ultimate glue guy. Like he does all the little things that help a team
Well,
win
he won the
basketball games.
Teammate of the Year award or whatever that is.
He deserves. He's like I said, best lineup in basketball or worst lineup in basketball last year to top 5 lineup in basketball this year. You just watch D'Angelo Russell and Mike Conley, and look what happens. And